Okay, so question 16. Graph and label the image of triangle ABC after a reflection across the y-axis and the translation using rule x minus 5, y minus 7. Alright, so first thing, let's identify the two transformations being done. Reflection across the y-axis is the first, and the second is a translation using this rule. So I have two things going on. First is the reflection, flip, and then the second is the slide, the translation. Alright, so we have points A, B, and C. So you write down the coordinates for A, B, and C. This is how you show your work, which is something a lot of people had a hard time with. Oops. You know, I'm not going to do, so this is my original figure over here. A, B is at 5, 1. Now some of you may still have trouble figuring out your coordinates. You really need to practice those and get better at them. Okay, so when I flip across the y-axis, and that's this line here, and if it's hard for you to see it on mine because it's not darkened in very well, actually let me do this. I'll put a better line there. Okay, so what I did is I counted the spaces to it and then put my points on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's right. And then A is directly above that one right there. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now when you reflect across the y-axis, y stays the same and x becomes the opposite. So this is negative 5, 6, negative 5, 1, and negative 1, 2. And that fits all these points. Now, I usually circle a point that helps me to remember. So here's my first transformation. It's a reflection. Now I'm going to bring these points over here and do the second, which is the rule x minus 5, y minus 7. So I have negative 5, comma 6, and I'm going to subtract 5 from negative 5. Well, when I do that, I get negative 10. Oops, you know what? Let me fix this. This is going to become a prime. Negative 10. And when I subtract 7 from 6, I'm at negative 1. So there's a prime. Negative 10, negative 1. That puts a prime there. The next one, negative 5, 1. If I subtract, so this is going to become b prime. So again, I have a negative 10 because negative 5 minus 5 is negative 10. 1 minus 7 is negative 6. So this point is further down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's right here. That's b prime. And then c prime is going to be, so when I subtract 5 from negative 1, I'm at negative 6. 2 minus 7, negative 5. And that's right there. That's c prime. So this is what yours should look like. I had a number of people that only did the slide part, and some of you that reflected across the wrong axis. So this is how you show your work. This is how you use the graph to identify everything. And it says graph and label. Some people left that part out. Everything needed to be done to get full credit. And the last question, there are two triangles, triangle QRS and triangle TUV. The coordinates of QRS, they give you, and the coordinates of triangle TUV, they give you. Describe and show on the graph a sequence of rigid motions that maps QRS to TUV. Now, before we go too far, I'm going to match up my letters. Q goes with T. So when I see T here, I'm going to relabel that Q prime. R goes with U. So this says U, I'm going to relabel that R prime. And S goes with V, S prime. Now when I look at this, the first thing I notice right away, QRS goes counterclockwise, Q prime, R prime, S prime goes clockwise. The orientation is different. So I know I need a reflection. Reflect. Okay, so what am I going to do? I think what makes sense is if I reflect over the x-axis, my picture is going to be upside down. So I'm going to reflect over the y. So the first step, reflect or reflection across y-axis. Now, I did have many students who did this correctly that actually wrote all the points, and that's fine. Because this is starting to get pretty long, I'm just going to plot the image, the first transformation over here. So if I reflect Q over, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts that point there. S is up here on this line, and that's going to be looks like, you know what, I might have this one on the wrong, no, that one's right. S would be right there, and R is going to be right there. Did I get them right? Oops, that's my mistake. I knew something didn't look right. Point needs to be one more higher up here. There we go. That's better. Alright, so now, so here's my point S that's going to become my S prime, which actually is V prime in this. So my second transformation or rigid motion looks like it's going to be a slide. Oh, by the way, for this first one, if you showed the rule, XY becomes, so when you reflect across the y-axis, you end up with negative x comma y. Okay, so I need a translation, and the translation or the slide is going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces down. So 4 units right, and 4 units down, or you can show the rule x comma y, arrow x plus 4 because that's to the right, y minus 4 because that's down, and you are done. So this is all that you needed to do. Like I said, if you wanted to show the coordinates of all the points, that's fine. It does say describe and show on the graph, so I showed my intermediate step here. If you want to label everything, here's your original, here's your first, here's your second. I saw a lot of students who did this correctly, showing that. All those things are helpful. Alright, that's it for the video. If you have any questions still, come see me.